Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Again, I'm back with a new video, a podcast with a speaker, Mayank Chaudhary. And this video is going to be a bit different from the rest of my videos. Actually, in this video, there will be life journey experiences, that the failures or the ups and downs, how a person who is very dedicated and passionate about the skills, learning and the following the passions from the early stage. We will talk about everything about his failures and his success. Let's start. Mayank Bhaiya, thank you so much for joining. So, we will start with your introduction.
First of all, thanks for having me here. Talking about my qualification, I have done my Btech in biotechnology, and I've done my MTech in computational biology. Right now, I'm doing PhD in neuroinformatics, which is a branch which is in between computational biology and neuroscience. Specifically, I'm working in drug development for Alzheimer's disease. That is what I do professionally. Other than that, I am also working on some startup projects along with it, which you can say as side hustles, and the rest we will talk as we go.
Okay, that's nice.
Thank you. First of all, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, you are most welcome. So, you started your journey in Btech, MTech, then PhD. So, can you talk about your Btech journey? About what are the challenges you faced and what was your experience?
Okay, let me start a little bit before from that. Okay. So, to be very honest, at the very starting of my life, I was not very sure what I want to do. As many other people, I was not very focused also, and due to some that similar reasons, my parents sent me to a boarding school. So I studied my schooling after class 8 in a boarding school at Nainital, known as D.D. Birla, which is at Nainital, and my preliminary learning process of life started from there only. Okay, so when you leave your home so early and you go to a new environment, first of all you face life very early. So that was my first introduction to life, that life is very difficult. Life is not that easy. When you stay at your home with your parents and everything is at ease, it doesn't seem like that. But when you leave your home, you meet new people, you live in a boarding school, and when you are sharing your room with 60 other people, many of them are much senior to you, you learn much about life. Then I also realized certain things about life while schooling, that people who score very high marks, I'm talking about 95% plus or 90% plus, there are some people who naturally do that. Means there are people who are naturally good at academics. Okay.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
I'm not talking about them, but then there are people who can do much more than that, but they push themselves just into academics. Okay. Then they end up scoring very good marks in academics, but then they fail in life. Okay. I've seen this many times. People who push them to just study and education only are people who are not very good outside book. They are not very good at life. Okay, this is something which I learned in my schooling only. Then after completing my after completing my bachelor's, I took PCMB. PCMB means in 11th and 12th, I took physics, chemistry, biology, math. So I had both biology and math. So my parents asked me to go for medical and to become a doctor, like very common plans for most of the people of the country, and become a doctor or engineer. So I did SAT for CBSE PMC exam. Okay, they forced me into it, and I qualified the pre with like 120 marks. I did not study much. I did not do any coaching. Along with 11, 12, I gave the exam and I qualified it. Okay, then I had to give the mains, but I knew very sure that I did not want to be a doctor. Okay, I did not know what I wanted to do, but I did know that what I did not want to do. So I did not wanted to be a doctor. To be very honest, at that time I wanted to do something in a creative field. I wanted to be an artist or something of that sort. Okay, so many of my friends told that get into engineering, because that is a field where you get a lot of time to think about life. Okay, so yes, according to the flow, I went and gave an exam, which is national aptitude exam, and I got a good marks in that, and with some scholarship I got into my Btech. I did Btech in biotechnology from one of the quite good college from Chandigarh. I don't want to take the specific names of the college for some academic reasons, because I'm still into academics, and I may say something which can be too truthful to digest, so that's why. So while doing my Btech, now let's get to the journey part. while doing my Btech, in the first year, I was just uh, looking around, finding the colleges and college life, as most people do, explore college life,
Yeah.
enjoying myself.
Many people face
That
such
time,
problems.
yeah, that time I found many cultural clubs there. Okay,
Okay.
so
Yes.
in my first year, I joined music club and I joined mime club and I started dancing. My
Oh.
as you may have seen some of my performances.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I got into dancing in quite early college life, and suddenly I realized that I am quite good at dancing. So from there, if I have to give you one learning about life, that you explore everything. You may not know what you are good at, and you cannot know if you put yourself into a box. You need to put yourself out there exploring everything. Suddenly you may find out that this is my life meaning. I am very good at this. Okay, so when I got into Btech, I got into a cultural club, I started dancing. Then I represented my college at many fests. I won rendezvous, solo uh, eight position, and as a group second position. Then I
Oh.
got Punjab University all university second. Okay, I even represented my college as Footloose Channel V, and they were like quite distracting, to be honest, but they were also quite overwhelming. Quite, it was giving me a lot of confidence to pursue that. And to be very honest, at that time, I was quite sure that I may become an artist. Then I got into beatboxing. It's an art form which is quite
Yes.
well known abroad, quite newly being introduced into India as well. So I got into beatboxing also, and as beatboxing is considered as mimicry, I represented my college at All India University competition and I got second All India. Okay, so at that time I was quite, my energy was quite dissipated. I was putting my energy in many places. Of course, I was even maintaining my academics also. I was getting a CGP of 7.5, 7.8, like that. Now that is the point, that if I would have only studied, I could have crossed 9.5 easily.
Exactly. Exactly.
But
That's but
that
you.
was not my aim. That wasn't my aim. My aim was to develop my personality as well, develop my all-round uh, skills, all-round interest, and that's what I suggest people at the preliminary stage. You can make mistakes, right? Don't get distracted and don't get totally out of the route. Be in the route, but try to explore a lot of things so that you can get meaning in life. There may be certain things which you may click with and say that this is something which I want to do for the rest of my life. For that, you have to give yourself chance. Okay. Then I got into second year, and that time my startup journey is also started. So in my second year, I got into a startup, and which I will talk about as you will ask about.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
your college life is really very interesting, and you totally followed your passion, what you like, and that's what the average students should do actually, because and you are a bit different from the ordinary students who are doing their pursuing their BTechs. Okay, so moving to the next one, I will talk about, as you already mentioned, about the startup journey. So I'm very excited, and this video should be thematic about the startup journey of you, about the failures and the
Mhm.
learning that you have learned from it, and some of the tips
Okay.
that we will be having advices from you. So,
Okay. Okay.
just like you introduce your startup ideas, what was your ideas, and where you started? What was your like motivation behind it? How you understand that I
Okay.
should go for it, or startup is for me, like that?
Okay. To be very honest, when I got into second year, I was already quite popular because of my extracurricular activities, and I was scoring good marks also. So they were
Exactly.
already,
Oh.
I was already catching a lot of eyes. People were saying that this guy is maintaining a lot of things. Like I was like an example, which was very good, but also very distracting because I was not very mature. I was quite naive, and to be very honest, in my second year, my friend came up with an idea. He told that we have to do this, which I will discuss right now. I did not understood much about the idea of the business. To be very honest, in
Yes.
second year, I was around, it's 19 or 20, 90 years. 19 years was my 19 year was my age. I was quite naive. I was not mature at all. What I understood that this will sound cool. This will be very cool to do a startup right now
Yeah.
because nobody
It's
else is doing it. And I got into startup because I wanted to be cool. I won't lie to you. I was not very big visionary that time. I was not very passionate about startup. Also, I was doing already into art and music. I was there, and I was getting a lot of attraction. I was getting a lot of attention, and then my friend from one of the cultural club only, that guy came to know about me from a music club. He was also a dancing person or a co-dancer with me. We had started a group, dance crew known as Crazy Devils. Okay, and from there he got to know me, and we were quite a good friend. And then he came up to me one day and he mentioned the startup idea. So the startup idea was way before when GoDaddy came to India. You must know GoDaddy is a server provider. Before that, we started with an idea. What we are going to do, to be very honest, when I look back right now, I feel that that's a very good startup idea. Exactly. Only problem was that time we were very young and lacked vision. The idea was very simple. Give a presentation to the college student, pursue the college student to come up with their own idea, any idea which they are interested into, and then suggest them a domain name for their business. Suggest them a domain name, then with the domain name, go through the complete process of an online business development with that student and help him develop his online business. Okay. For example, if someone has an idea of health fitness, okay. So first of all, his niche, we know that his niche is fitness and healthcare. So we will first suggest him some domain name and ask him to suggest us some domain name. Then we help him choose the domain name. Then we register the domain for him, get the server space for him. Then we help him develop a website. Then we help him post the business online. Then get him into advertisement, affiliate marketing. Okay, get advertisement, help him develop his own Facebook page, Insta. That time Instagram was not there. So it was, even if it was there, it was not very famous. How to use Facebook for online promotion, and in short, help the person develop his online brand. And it had a lot of business development part, lot of IT part, and the name of the company was Get Me Online Marketing, which was quite evident by the name that what we were doing. We were helping the college student to build their own online business. I still feel that this idea is very good, and not a single company is out there.
We have example of GoDaddy, how the successful startup is. So before that, you have thought about, so it's a really great.
See, GoDaddy is a company which gives the domain name, which provides the domain name. Okay, we can buy domain name from GoDaddy also. There are many other services like HostGator is there, and other services are also there. But we were not only providing the domain name, we were helping the person, the student, to build an online business. So it had a lot of parts of marketing, a lot of parts of branding, a lot of parts of digital marketing, a lot of part of psychology, to understand psychology, to sell the product, a lot of part of internet business. So GoDaddy is one part of it. At that time, GoDaddy did not come to India. Okay. So to be very honest, we successfully run this company for 2 years, 3 years actually. And that is before GoDaddy came to India. We sold around 70,000 GoDaddy websites, 70,000. So we were one of the highest reseller of GoDaddy that time. Okay. Then GoDaddy started giving us targets, and we thought that we are not doing a job, then why should we fulfill targets? Our aim is freedom, right? And if we are working for targets, then it's like doing a job. So we did not want it to achieve targets and all. Then GoDaddy is an American company, and most American companies do this. They first start without any target, and after some years they start giving you targets. Just like YouTube also, if you know YouTube, you have to keep making videos on YouTube. Otherwise, you cannot grow in YouTube. You are just like somewhat like doing a job for YouTube. You have to constantly post. So when GoDaddy started giving us deadlines and targets, then problems started happening, and we were not able to fulfill those targets. We did not want it to fulfill those targets because according to us, we were doing a business. So then problems started happening. Then GoDaddy launched their own company in India. So this is before GoDaddy came. So around 17 it came, and so before 17, yes.
Means your major challenges are about the competitions in the market. With it was already a successful company, it's been challenging to compete.
Okay, so talking about the challenges, there were many challenges. First challenges was lack of vision of our partners. So I had some other ideas and plan for the business. My partner has some other plan for the business. While I started doing the work for the startup, suddenly I started losing interest in studies. Okay, I did not give some exams, and I went to Hyderabad for setting up an office in Hyderabad because there were many IT companies there. So we thought that after certain time that college students are not the one who can pay for us. So we can go for bigger companies. And I went to Hyderabad giving 8 exams. To be very precise, I did not give 8 exams. I left the exam, went there, and when my friend was holding, he was studying, continued studying like normal, and he was running the business from college only. And I went there to Hyderabad, try to run from there, and suddenly after certain time, first problem which I felt that our ideology started clashing. So this thing which you will also face when you do a startup, that your partner and you may be the best friends, but your ideology may be totally different while doing a business. First thing it happened. Second thing, GoDaddy came to India itself and they started doing marketing. So when we started going to people, they asked why should we were charging around 7 to 8 thousand for one package. They said why should we go with you? Why shouldn't we do it ourselves? And we started losing business in that way. And then a lot of problems started happening. Lack of vision was there. We did not have a very big vision for the company. We were college students with college level plans, and the business required a lot of changes, which we did not make. And then I suddenly realized that this business cannot grow from there, because product is also not very innovative, because we were not making anything of our own. It was only service based. Then my friend and I had a lot of clash of ideology, and to be very honest, the last talk was very simple. That, see, bro, we talk like friends. That, see, bro, let's separate from here. You follow your path and you do your business, and I will follow my path, because I am not feeling this. I'm not feeling this business that this is going to be a next big thing or anything. Let's separate like friends rather than stay together and be enemies in the later on. It's better we separate from here. And he went on his path. And to be very honest, the company is still there. Get Me Online Marketing. You can check it out on Google. Get Me Online Marketing is still there, and it is working from Noida NCR region, and it is making and business is still running now, making websites for construction companies and big companies. They're completely handling the web development part and the online branding and marketing. And they are not working with college students anymore. And I am doing my work. I have some bigger plans with my life, some bigger innovative plans. So I am following my path now. So that's how it happened. Yeah.
Okay, so like while you startup, you went to Hyderabad. So how did you manage your academic life on that time? Was it challenging for you?
Okay. So I went to Hyderabad after 4th year. Okay. For the first 2 years, we were in my college only, and we were only just like Facebook. We were first working in our college dormitory and college students, and then we started working around our college 100 kilometers, where we can come back in one day. Okay. But when Btech was over, I had 8 backs. Okay. I did not give the back, and I went to Hyderabad. I stayed there for 6 months, and the back was there. And then if I did not come back after 6 months, when the company collapsed, within 6 months company collapsed, when we went our different paths. My friend went to Delhi. His Btech was completely clear. He did not, and he was working on product development. So he was working on web development part, so he can work from his home. I was handling mostly the business part. I did not understand much about the product part. I was the one who was doing the traveling and all this thing. So while I was in the Btech, to be very honest, while Btech, my time management got very worse. Okay, that's the reason I got backs, and I will suggest that don't do it. Okay, it's better to learn from people who have made the mistake than make the mistake yourself. Right?
Exactly.
So
yes.
Now I have some very defined life and other curriculum activity balancing plans. I have many strategies now after experiences. But that time I did not have much strategies. I was going with the flow. So after 6 months, I came back and completed my back, and then so there was a gap of 6 months where I was working, and that is not a gap. That is a good experience. It's a very good, very important experience for my life. Very important experience, and I had that early in my life. That's a great thing, because if you start up now after like 10 years of job and all, this kind of things you will still face, and that time it's going to be very difficult to come back from the failure. So I made this mistake earlier. I could not balance to be very honest, during Btech, it was a mess. I could not manage my time. I was dancing, I was into music. That was very important for me, because I was getting a lot of attention from that. Then I started making a lot of money from business. First time when I started getting happy, getting a flow of money. To be very honest, my total motto was now out of studies. I was studying for so many years. I'm not seeing surplus of money in my life, but I am working for 2 years and I am getting a lot of money. So I lost focus in studies. To be very honest, it was a chaos and it was a very important experience that if you have to do multitasking, there should be a very defined plan. That time it was not there. So after Btech, during Mtech and all, I had a very defined plan. Yes. To be very honest, during Btech, I messed up.
There is a very famous quote like, if you want to fail, or if you feel that you are going to be fail, so fail as soon as possible. You will learn and you will save your time. So
I agree. See, if I did not do that time, that did not go through that journey that time, to be very honest, I wouldn't be sitting here speaking to you. I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing right now. And I wouldn't be so clear about my goals. So I failed and I failed very bad. I worked for something 2 years. Did not much care about my studies. My CGPA went down to 6 point something, 6.5, which when I cleared the 7 back, it again went back 7 point something. But I could have done better with my academics if I was well managed. And it was possible. It was possible. It's totally possible. Time management is a skill which I did not have that time. Yes. So yes, you are very right. If you want to start up as early as possible. Try to manage other things also. Don't go all out before you start making big profit from your business. That's my suggestion. That if you want to start it with you do your startup like a side hustle. Okay, continue what you're doing. If you're doing a job, don't quit your job at the starting. If you're into education, don't quit your education. Carry that, and just like us, like what we are doing, carry your startup like a side hustle, and take your time to find your accurate product, accurate customer, accurate niche, accurate business model. And then when you are very sure that this is what I want to do rest of my life, and now it is a profitable model based on innovation, incubation, and entrepreneurship. Your business should not be a one-day business or a very limited range business. Your business, the core of your business should be 3 things: innovation, incubation, and entrepreneurship. If your business is not built on that, it cannot grow up. I'm very sure about that. Okay. If you come up with, for example, if you go to the market and ask somebody for a business idea, most of the people on the street will have some idea, but their idea will be very basic, like open a restaurant. This kind of idea anybody can have. Okay, open a restaurant, open a garment shop, open an online business, open a blog, open a e-commerce business. This ideas everybody have. There is no innovation in it. So there is a lot of competition, and there is very small space of growth. So for coming up with innovative ideas, education is very important. That's why I will say never quit your education premature. When you feel that I have that knowledge which is required for a innovative company, like for example, people give example of Bill Gates, right? Bill Gates, Zuckerberg, and all these Steve Jobs. These people dropped out. Okay, so education is not important. That's the point behind it. So first of all, you need to understand from which country they belong. Okay, they belong to a country where the natural talk is about innovation. You talk to people here, they're talking about Bollywood, about sports. Very few people talk about innovation in this country, and people like you, me, and other people are now posting podcasts, and there is still information. 10 years back, there was nobody who was talking about innovation. So you should have the right education before you think that yes, I have a target audience for whom I will develop a product. Okay, so do not prematurely do that. Make mistakes, but there are some things are known as mistakes, something known as calculative mistakes. Make calculated mistakes. Don't make stupid mistakes which has no remedies. Okay, so if I would have stopped there and continued to push on that business by now, that by this time I would have been bankrupt, or I would have been facing huge problems in my life because I did not have an education background that time. Okay, just imagine if I would have stopped that time, I would have been just 12 pass, right? I wouldn't have completed my class 12 also.
Exactly. Yeah.
Class Btech also. So I thought a lot, and that's why I would always suggest start your business like a side hustle. Yes.
That's nice. Very inspiring. Your startup journey, and you learned a lot actually. Okay, so why you decided to do PhD? like to go for the higher education?
That's a very good question. Okay, see, to be very honest, I saw a movie known as The Social Network. Okay, Social Network is the movie about the inception of the company Facebook and life story of Mark Zuckerberg. Okay, so when I saw that movie, that time till that point also I was quite lost in my life. I was still trying to figure out what I want to do. I was finishing my backlogs. 7 backlogs was there. I came back from that failed business. Okay, and I watched the movie, and I felt that that guy Mark Zuckerberg started a business just using a laptop and internet, sitting at his own dormitory. Okay, which went up to become one of the biggest company of the world till now. Okay, and for 10 years he did not earn a single rupee from that business. Just took a $1 salary, and for 10 years the social network was only building its network but not making any business. Okay, advertisement started coming few years back, only 3-4 years back. Till 2010 it was not even commercialized. Facebook was not making any business. So I understood one thing, that if I have to make an innovative company, the core of the business should be R&D, research and development. Okay, if I am only promoting certain services and products which is based on product and services which have already been proved to be good, and there are big market players already working in that domain, then how will I develop any innovation? Okay, Ola and Uber is already there, right? Now tell me, how can I make a business exactly on the same model? I have to find market gap, right?
Yeah, we have to make
I
it
need to find a
innovative.
market gap. Yes. And for finding a market gap, there should be a process of research and development, both for business and for product. Now I am as a single individual. What was my option? That I do some basic study, basic education. Okay, then hire people who understand research, who understand product, and make them work. Okay, that's the biggest reason most companies fail within first 5. Okay, if you see a statistics of success of companies, 95% companies fail within first 5. 95%. Yes. And rest 5% which is able to surpass their first economic cycle, that is the first five years, are struck by midlife or quarter life crisis within the first 10 or 12 years. Okay, so 99% companies fail within 10 years. 99% companies. Only 1% is the success rate. Can you tell me, bro, what is the reason behind this big rate of failure?
Like, there can be different reasons. They may not have the
big reason is
they may not have the correct vision, or the they are not innovative, cannot survive in the competition world marketing.
There are many reasons. There are multivariate factors, but the major factor for this, according to statistics, is 99% CEOs doesn't possess the skills required to become a CEO. Okay, they are CEO for just pop culture reasons. That they have seen movies of like The Social Network, then the Bulls, Leonardo DiCaprio movie about Wall Street, Bulls of Wall Street, and all these kind of movies, Western movies, not understanding what is required to start a business, and they do not want to continue studies because it's boring. It's what everybody is doing, so they want to do something cool. They're dropping out of studies, starting a business, which is failing within first 5 or 10 years. So that time I had two choices. Either I start up a business that point and it will fail again, because I am not ready for the business right now.
Yes, yes.
The kind of idea which was coming to me that time was like starting a blog, starting a restaurant, and same kind of business.
In the thoughts,
nothing innovative. Nothing innovative about it. Okay, so what is the best way? There are many companies. I can give you some name of the companies who has already done this. Okay, so the best way of using the government resources to start up is by studying further. Okay, so if you do MTech and then you do PhD, most PhD in a good college have innovation and incubation cells. Even our college has that, right? Exactly. Incubation cells are there. So now I will talk about people and kind of people who are doing PhDs in our country as well. But for me, there are two kind of PhD. Okay, one PhD who is totally dependent on his guide. He doesn't know what he wants. He doesn't know what he wants his final, outcome of the PhD to look like. They are doing PhD because that comes with natural flow. Okay, they have done bachelor, they have done master. They know they will get 31,000 rupees, 35,000 rupees after 2 years, and if they are very good scholarly students, they will get 70,000 rupees from PIRF, Prime Minister Research Fund, and they can go for postdoc. And 99% PhD students are coming with the flow without any defined idea or niche. And I want to develop a product out of my research. Do you know Google? Of course, you know Google, right?
Yeah.
Do you know the story behind Google? Google was started by two friends known as Sir Jevin Larry and Page. Okay, they were PhD students at Stanford. They were PhD students.
Oh, yeah.
Google was their research thesis. Okay, Google was their research thesis. Actually, the story is they were looking for a directory for pizza delivery person, but they did not find anything online. So they thought that there is a need of a directory which has the contact details of every person, everything, just like Yellow Page, but online. So they started Google with this aim, and then it became from a directory to a server, a web server, a search engine. So to be very honest, why I want to do a PhD? Because my PhD domain is my startup. Simple answer. I am working in drug discovery, and I have a very big goal of starting a pharmaceutical nutraceutical company. There is a difference between pharmaceutical and nutraceutical company. And whatever research I am doing, I'm publishing it, I'm patenting it, and later on this complete work for next 5-10 years will become the foundation for my startup. And this opportunity every PhD student has, but they do not have that vision.
Yeah, exactly.
They do not come with any defined plan idea. They just come there and are dependent on their guides, which is sad. They're coming there for the scholarship. They do not have that drive of research. So I am doing a lot of research right now. All the research papers and research domain is going to be the foundation of my startup. And this is the best way without, if I was doing a job or I was doing a startup, I could not have such learning time. So PhD, I am getting paid for learning.
Yes,
So
exactly.
I am gaining those skills which are required for the startup. Okay. For example, my domain is computation based. Okay. So I am coming from a background of biotechnology. I'm not a computer science student. But in the last, I've done a master's in computation biology on scholarship again. Okay. And then again, I'm doing a PhD, which is 70 to 80% based on computation, which encompass data analytics, network graph theory, and all these ideas and concepts are very directly related to any digital business these days. Data science, machine learning, all this is a part of my research. So in short, I am using my research to train myself for the company. So everybody who wants to start up has this option, but then it's a very long journey, difficult journey, and for that you need to have that clear vision that what you want for your business to be and what your PhD should be. To be very honest, till now my guide has not given me any input into my work because I already had a well-defined plan, and my guide is quite impressed with that. She's okay. And choose your guide wisely. So if somebody asks a suggestion for PhD, choose your guide wisely, because most of the time your guide and your idea will clash again, just like my friend and my idea clash during my startup. So my guide will want something else, I will want something else, and then PhD will be in problem.
Yeah, again,
so
there will be a problem.
I had a call. I had a very very good GATE score. Okay, I could have gone for aim for a better college, but this is also a very good college, no doubt. It's a very strong brand. Everything is good, but people don't understand something, that your PhD or your research is not proportional to your brand of college. It's related to your publication, your research domain. Okay, so before coming to the college, I had a conversation with my guide that, ma'am, I want to work in this domain, and tomorrow I want to convert this complete research body of work into a startup, and I may even hire you as a board of director person, because you are allowing me to do that. If you agree to let me work on whatever I want to work, whatever is my research interest, then only I will join. Otherwise, I will join somewhere else who will allow me. So she was okay with that. She said that you do 80% your work, 20% my work. Okay, then we are in the same page. So I agreed to come. That's the only, if one line answer, I am doing PhD because my PhD research is going to be the foundation for my startup. And
it's nice. You have a good.
It is a very one last thing. It is a very low risk domain. Tomorrow I will end up with a successful startup or not. I will become end up as a
Exactly. If you have a research, yeah. So you have a very crystal and clear your visions. So for that, a very like congratulations and all the best for your upcoming futures. So now moving to your personal life. If I talk about your personal life, that what do you do now? Right now, what you do? Rest of other than the research or the PhD, where you spend your time, like you follow your hobby, music, dance, many things you do as you perform on the stage on that day. It was really very interesting.
Thank you. Okay, so your actual question is how I balance my work-life balance.
Yes.
To be very precise, you're asking about my work-life balance. See, everybody should have a work-life balance. Life can not be only about work, and that is what is the problem of this toxic positivity, which everybody you go to online, work very hard, 100% you put yourself into the work, and that is the reason behind depression and all this anxiety and all this kind of mental disorders. Okay, everybody should have a all round curriculum. So what I do generally, I try to wake up early. Okay, I wake around and I follow a rule. I will try to like this same thing I failed in my Btech. To be very honest, I was not able to manage this thing earlier, and that's why I could do one thing, I could not do one thing. If I am working, I am failing in exams. If I am doing exam, I'm failing in business. It was happening in my Btech. So why, with this experience and time, I have come up with 2-3 rules which I use in my daily life. Okay, and this rule is not general, it is not applied to everybody because everybody is different, and you have to, you can use the abstract of this rules and then apply to your life, and you come up with the optimum methodology which is applicable to your life. Okay, so what I use, first rule which I use in my life is the 7 to 7 rule, or you can say 5 to 5 rule. 5 to 5 rule is, see, I have read a quote a lot of years ago and it has stuck in my subconscious till now. The rule is, legends are those people who either wake up or go to sleep at 5 o'clock in the morning. Okay, I repeat, legends are those people who either wake up or go to sleep at 5 o'clock in the morning. Okay, so half of my life till now, I just couldn't wake up at 5 o'clock. Like engineering culture, there are people, there are things happening around you, and you cannot sleep. So many years I have woken up at 5 o'clock. Okay, sorry, gone to sleep at 5 o'clock for a very long time. But now I feel that I'm getting a little old. Not that old, but now I should change some rules in my life. So now I try to go to sleep around 10 o'clock. Today is an exception because I'm giving this interview. But most of the time I try to go to sleep at 10 o'clock. Now I have done experiment that what is the optimum amount of sleep necessary for me. It is minimum 7 to 8 hours for me. There are people who can sleep 4 hours and still feel completely all right. Okay, but I do not feel. I feel lack of sleep. I feel agitated if I don't sleep, or if I sleep less than 7 to 8 hours. So I try to go to sleep by 10 o'clock, and then I try to wake up somewhere around 5 to 6 o'clock, 5:36, something like that. So it's around 7 to 8 hours of sleep. So rule is, it is not necessary that you also wake till 5 o'clock.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, you can sleep at 5 o'clock. That is not a problem. But you need to have 7 to 8 hours of sleep after that. If you can manage that, then there is no problem. But if you are waking at 5, waking up till 5, and then you are waking again at 9 o'clock, means you are sleeping for 4 o'clock. This is actually not good for your health. Because as a scientific background, I'm studying so much science now. One of the major cause of Alzheimer, if you know, Alzheimer is a disease where you start losing your memories. You cannot connect the memories and you start forgetting people and incidents. Okay, one of the major causes is the oxidation and tau plaque accumulation in the brain, which is due to prolonged lack of sleep. So if you sleep less for a very long time, there are chances of development of cancer, there is a chance of development of Alzheimer's and many other chronic diseases. So have at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep. That's the first thing. Second thing is from 5 till 7 is my time for extracurricular. So I will tell you something. I have started new. I keep on start learning new art form or something as I start gaining control over one thing. So I have been beatboxing for a very long time. Now I have started learning Indian classical music. Okay, it may sound funny that you are learning Indian classical at such late. There is nothing known as late or early. Okay, on the name of late and early, I will tell you one more thing. But let me first finish this thing. Okay, so I wake up at 5. I first thing I do is I do riyaj. I try to. It may sound funny to many normal people, but who has asked you to be normal? Don't be normal. Then you won't achieve greatness. Okay, it's a little bit different kind of timetable. So I will follow some, artistic thing from 5 to 7. That is the time when nobody is there to disturb. So I riyaj for half an hour or 20 minutes, classical sargam and all these things I'm started learning now, or something related to music I will do. Then 7 to 8 or 8, yes, 1 hour is for yoga and meditation and some kind of cardio. And I would request everybody who has to achieve something big in life to add workout in your life every day. Otherwise, you won't be able to achieve great things because you will wear out. Because yoga, meditation, and workout cardio in the morning is very necessary to have a high intensity day. Okay. Then 8 o'clock I take bath, take breakfast, and then I reach department around 9:30 every day. From 9:30 till 5, I will do work for which is directly related to my research. That is directly related to my PhD related work. So around 1 o'clock I go for lunch, and then 3 to 4 hours before lunch. So around 6-7 hours of work, which is just like I do just like a job. So I do research. I read research papers. I write review papers. I do collect data. I do some data analysis and so on. Then again, as I told, 5 to 5:30. 5 o'clock to again 7 o'clock is my time. Okay. Again, I learn dance theory. I have a complete timetable ready. Dance is keep learning dances. So I am still learning dance till now. Many I can go to technicalities of it, what type of dance I'm learning, but it's not necessary right now. So one day is theory, other day is practical. So I find places here. There is a room, recreation room. I use that. I practice dance. Okay, 5 to 7. That time is again some artistic time. Then beatbox and all. Again theory, depending on day. And then 5 to 7 I give this time. Sometimes I do some other. Though morning 5 to 7 and evening 5 to 7 is for just practicing and learning some art. So it keeps your creative juices boiling. Okay, first thing. 7 o'clock in the evening, I will again do workout. I have a routine. Alternate day I go for running, and the day I go for running, I go for some sports also. So I either play badminton, or I play table tennis, or I play some kind of sports. Okay. Then I come back by 8, 7 to 8, all this thing I do. 8 o'clock, I generally perform intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is I don't do dinner. I don't take dinner. Okay. Because taking dinner is like you have to digest that also. After dinner, you go to sleep, it's not good for health. So this kind of routine is difficult, and I have taken 10 years to come up to this level of efficiency. Okay, it's not that I one day tomorrow I start doing it and it will happen like this.
Following timetable is not it's a bit challenging.
It's a very, otherwise you cannot achieve goals also, right? Big goals cannot achieve. So this kind of timetable, and people around me, as in many colleges, I see people enjoying their life and all this thing. So there are time for enjoyment also. Okay, so there are cheat days, there are cheat meals, there are cheat tours. Okay, so my plan is work very hard and then party even harder. Okay, so I don't follow this normal life routine that every weekend, Saturday, Sunday, you are wasting your time and all. I use this intensively. Then after 3 months, March month, by the way, if you know American Chemical Society, my paper has been selected. And in the March month, I am going to give my presentation in front of the whole world community for drug discovery for Alzheimer's. So which is a good prestigious thing for the whole college already. I was supposed to go to San Diego, US for that, but then this due to COVID, I have to go give a virtual presentation, but still it is a very big accomplishment. So till this 3-4 months, I have to do high intensity work. I cannot take a rest. I cannot enjoy and chill. After this particular March presentation, April month, I'm going for a trip anywhere. I will try to make a vlog for that also.
Oh yeah.
So yes, 5 to 7 is the time for art again, then workout, and then again I will not have dinner. Then 8 to 10 something I will again 8 to 10 mostly I go for some coding. Okay, for computation I have to keep learning coding. I had experience in R earlier also, but now I'm learning Python, web development, all stack development. So 2 hours of day goes for, and 2 hours go for coding. Then I will do meditation again, and I will try to fall asleep as soon as possible, because again I have to follow the routine. Quite a disciplined life, and such a system is very important for achieving great goals. Otherwise, if you get distracted with a lot of things, I have already told you the same problem happened to me in Btech. I got too distracted into too many things, and there was a lot of lack of planning, which I have learned over time, and now I'm managing. Okay, then weekends, Saturday, Sunday, I have completely different goals. Okay, I do like, before coming to weekend, I have to mention one more thing. Okay, which I say is the law of compounding. Okay, law of compounding means, see, when I practice dance, okay, or when I practice something which is not related to my research, okay, you have to switch your brain that time. It's very difficult because you are doing research 7 to 8 hours. Yeah. Then you come to your room, it's very difficult to learn dance that time. Okay, in such situation, you have to blank your brain, and meditation is very helpful for that. When I switch my work, I do meditation. First thing. Second thing is, I don't go very aggressive on myself, that I have to complete. See, that is where major and minor rules comes. Research is my major because I have a deadline for that. But this dance, beatbox, I don't have a deadline. Yeah. It's not that I have to complete this much work only. If I complete this much work also, it's an achievement. So this is called law of compounding. Life is a marathon. You have to do this every day. If you are doing so high intensity work one day and other day you get into depression, that is not a good way. Okay, so when you do something different, something like extracurricular, dance, music, give only 10 to 15 minutes to that, 20 minutes to that, not more than that, because you have to do that daily. This I call a law of compounding. It sounds easy, do 20 minutes of dance practice or beatbox practice or music practice every day. But when you see no result, no accomplishment, no validation, no people saying very good, you are working so hard, and all, you are getting nothing in return. You're just giving. It is sometimes you totally lose motivation. So the beatbox you heard that day, I have practiced 10 years for that. Oh, okay. Wow. For that whole 10 years, nobody said good to me. Nobody said, wow, you are doing so many work. But you cannot stop, right? Yeah. So this is called law of compounding. You have to do this much work for one work is 7 to 8 hours. You are putting for research. Then other work put 20 minutes on, but do 20 minutes. Keep doing it. For some time you will see no result. But when you do 4 years, 5 years, after 5 years you will certainly look back and see, man, I have grown so much. And then you go in public, you will get so much praise, and you will see the difference between you and a normal person. So this is what I say. So work very hard, party even harder, have some 3-4 months, have some goals of traveling, go to some other places, enjoy. Sometimes you have your cheat day, cheat meals, and someday you have a low intensity work day. But you have to have before going to sleep, every day I make a to-do list, time wise, that I have to wake up. I try to follow that religiously. Otherwise, there are sometimes I lose motivation. Then I again push myself, and I keep doing it because I know where I want to go. It's very clear. I can see that. And when you can see your goal that clearly, then only you can put this much work. Otherwise, when your goals are not clear, you cannot work this discipline. I can guarantee that. So first thing for having this personal life and your professional life balance, first you visualization techniques. That where you want your personal life to look like after 10, 20 years, where you want your professional life to look like after 10, 20 years, and then you start working daily basis. I hope I answered that.
That's very nice. Your journey is a bit challenging and you are totally following it and dedicated to your passion.
Yeah, everyone should be dedicated to their passion.
Yeah, exactly. So I think we have covered about your personal life, your professional life as well. So like I think it's going a bit long, so I will try to conclude, but before that I will ask something like the can you give some advice that the tips for the persons who are going to have they're starting their career in the startup field, like you have a very good experience, or the person who are like academic doing their academic on that perspective.
Okay, okay. So before that, let me tell you a little bit, like in 1 minute, less than 1 minute about my startup. So along with this, weekends I work on my startup. So name of my startup is Fourth Dimension, which you know already.
Yeah,
Fourth Dimension, it has 4 parts. Okay, Fourth Dimension has multiple meanings in multiple things. In physics, Fourth Dimension means time. In spirituality, Fourth Dimension means out of the body or the spectral or the astral realm, out of the body experiences. But when it comes to my business, Fourth Dimension means digital marketing, drug design, then data science and diverse, where some things we don't fit into all this come. So before, if you ask me that what kind of suggestion I want to give someone who want to start up, you get into applicative studies. Applicative studies means don't study just to get marks. Okay, if your marks is 70%, it's okay. 70%, 75% marks is okay. Don't chase 90, 95% marks. Okay. Get your marks till a point where it is okay to get. You should be above cutoff. Okay. 65, 60% is the cutoff most of the places. You should be above cutoff. So don't go for, mugging up studies, or a study which does not teach you anything applicative. So go for study where you, for example, you are studying about a medicinal plant. Okay. I am giving an example. You're studying for a software, you're learning Java. Don't learn Java to just run some codes and get marks in exam. Learn Java, how you can apply. If you give yourself a particular condition, that how can I automate my business, just give yourself some artificial situations and try to build a app on it. So this is your applicative study, which is not at all in functional in India. So first thing is, don't take your studies in a different manner by different parts. Don't take your study for learning purpose, for marks purpose only. That is your first point. Second point is get a lot of experiences, do internships, see a lot of businesses how they work, study about more businesses which failed, study about business models which failed, and then try to have a clear niche on product and service. For that, having a clear product and service, you should have a very good education qualification. When I say education qualification, I'm not talking about degrees. I'm talking about a subject specialization, like coding only. Or there are a lot of platforms now available for this. You can go deeper and deeper into something which can, I am building a business in drug delivery and I'm doing PhD in drug discovery. You are getting the point, right? I could have done some easier topic. So I am doing PhD in drug discovery, and one of my goals is to start a business which is into drug discovery. So make your education very specialized. For that, you have to do extra work. You cannot rely on school syllabus because that is not at all directed. You have to do directed education. For that, you have to join some Udemy, NPTEL, and NPTEL is also very educative only for marks purpose only, or EDX, Coursera, or there are many courses. Even now, Scalar is there. Scalar is very good for programming. There are many programming and learning platforms where you can learn something which is necessary for your business. For example, for your case, you need to learn. As I told you that you need to learn very good video editing, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
So for that, you don't have to read books. You have to do this what you are doing right now. It's practical. So try to apply your education. Have a proper vision for your business. Otherwise, you don't buy car to buy petrol, right? Petrol is for traveling, taking your car from one place to another. Your car is for traveling. So if your business is for money, then you won't be able to go many places. Getting my point? Your business should have passion, vision, and all these things very clear. Money is an side effect, is an bonus. You are not working for money. So you should have a natural knack for it, natural following for it, that I want to do this. I really like this thing. I think that this work will make an impact on this world. Okay, then start doing specialized study for that, and then start failing because when you start early, you will fail. But learn from your failures, try again, and then you will get that $1 billion idea, $1 billion business. There will be not one moment, it will be the complete process. So enjoy the process. It's gonna be tough for sure. And do it if you actually love it. Don't do the because if you are only working for outcome, you can never go through this process. Okay. So as you can see, today we are doing this interview. We could have chilled, enjoyed, have fun, right? But we are giving extra time for this. Tomorrow I have to wake up at 5 o'clock, but still I am giving this time because this information is very important.
Thank you so much for that. Okay, so at last I will ask a very personal question. Even I'm very curious to know about it. Many times I came across such situations like, and you are a bit of philosopher, like you do something, you learn these all things. So on your, what's your perceptions towards like the law of karma? I think you have heard this name, or the many people talk about it. We can find a lot of videos on the YouTube channel. So can you give your views about it? Can you speak like what is the law of karma or the law? And the second is about the law of attraction.
Okay. Now these are very philosophical questions. Okay, you are right. It's a philosophical question, and this kind, as you said, I am into philosophy. So I am also into psychology, by the way. Before coming to starting my PhD, I have worked 1 year as an editorial assistant at Wiley Publications, which is a multinational publication, and there I worked for a journal known as Journal of Applied Psychology. So psychology is also a very important factor for your startup or your business because you're building a product which is built based on human psychology. This marketing is completely based on human psychology. Okay, coming to this is not science. Law of karma, law of attraction, this is not science, this is pseudoscience. Okay, this is philosophy, and I feel that most people who are doing PhD should be philosophical because the full form of PhD is Doctor of Philosophy. So if you cannot be a thinker, then I think innovation starts from there only. Curiosity, creativity, all come from the thinking process. So according to me, law of karma, I will try to explain. What you asked is a very good question. That what I try to understand that what you are trying to say here is that everybody who is putting an action should have a reaction, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So some people who smoke cigarettes their whole life does not die from cancer, and some person who has done nothing die from cancer. So how the law of karma is working? So this is a very complex question actually. Okay, the karma is very well explained in a verse from Mahabharata Gita that कर्मण्यवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन कर्म करो फल की उपेक्षा मत रखो. Now I have to ask you a simple question. You are making a video right now. You will post this on YouTube.
Yeah.
Do you want this to go viral or not?
Yeah, we always expect
तो
to be.
मतलब आप फल की उपेक्षा तो रख रहे हो.
हाँ.
So humanly, it is impossible to be karmically perfect. It's not possible. Either you live this human life and become a yogi, then you will get detached from the profitability of things. Most human beings do anything because there is something for them. There are very few people who does anything because they want to just do it for the right thing. No. So I think karma, I can in short can be explained you by two things. First is intention. Second is your what's the intention, and second is your consciousness. Okay, for example, if a baby breaks a glass and you make a glass, there are two different things, right?
Yeah,
the baby is doing it because the baby does not have that consciousness, but when you are doing it, you are completely conscious what you are doing. So like for example, I am talking this much, and after this I go out and follow none of these things, then I am karmically very wrong because even though my conscience is clear, I am not applying any of these things. So karma is very much that you do right thing and right thing will happen to you. But what is your intention? Why you are doing the right thing? Is it because it is the right thing to do, or is there at some deeper layer some profit is there for you? Okay, so as a human, karmically perfect is not possible. For being karmically perfect, you have to live the society and become a monk or a saint. So intention is very important for karma, and so is consciousness. The more educated you are, the more consciousness you grow, and not necessarily educated means bookish knowledge, means life knowledge. The more conscious you are, the more prone to karmic, disasters. If I am a cancer scientist and I'm smoking a lot of cigarettes, then it is karmically very wrong, because I'm teaching something and doing something else. If I'm a monk, if I'm a yogi and I'm doing wrong things, I'm way more karmically answerable than a person who is normal human being. Okay, first thing. Then the law of attraction is something which is related to your psyche. Psyche means subconscious or unconscious mind. Okay, so law of attraction is something like I am visualizing something so much that I am feeling that it is happening. But law of attraction again doesn't work for everyone, because law of attraction is very directly related to karma. Okay, if I sit on my bed watching movies and eating popcorn and beer, drinking beer, and I am visualizing that I am having six-pack abs, then it is karmically wrong, as well as it will not happen. So law of attraction is very positive thinking, crystal goals with extremely positive actions. If your actions are wrong and you are thinking positive, results will not come. If your actions are right, but you're thinking wrong all the time, your negative psyche is, your subconscious is very negative. So always thinking कि मेरे साथ तो बुरा ही होना है. Everything will happen wrong to me only. Then whatever your action you are giving, very less results will come. But when you mix this up, then legends are created, then greatness is achieved. You check, bro. If you want to see, just check the interviews of Virat Kohli. See the interviews of Cristiano Ronaldo. Ask them, according to you, who is the best player. They say, according to me, I am the best player. Because if I don't think that, I can never be the one.
Yeah.
But then you see the practice session also. So if I am saying that I am going to be the best scientist that ever walked on this planet, I am the next Einstein of this universe, and I then go and sleep, and not put that much of effort, then this is just delusional. This is just daydreaming. But when I see that level of visualization, that positive thinking, then I am grinding, I am not sleeping for 3 days, 4 days, then I can become the next Einstein also. Nothing is important. So this is law of attraction. So when you combine these two things, great things happen. Okay.
That's super. You have taken a good life examples in that included, and
Thank you
talk about the to the point things. So that's awesome, and thank you so much, Bhaiya. I think now we can end up here.
Thank you so much, bro, for this opportunity, and I hope we will have some other sessions sometime when.
Yeah, exactly. I think there are a lot to talk about. There are many things
to
still
talk about. Time is limited. Okay.
Yeah.
It was a great session. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Bhaiya. And so guys, if you just cover this video till the last, and if you find this video interesting and informative, please do share to your friends. So thank you so much, guys, for watching this video, and I hope that you have enjoyed a lot. Bye and have a great day. Thank you. Thank you, Bhaiya.